Just a sec, let me check. Hello everybody, welcome back. I hope I'm audible right now. And finally the setup is done after a long time. Finally the problem was that my OBS, it was using my main CPU cores instead of using the GPU. And because of that thing my system was not able to handle the load. And hence whenever I used to run this stop command, so all the cores of my CPU, they were just simply being used in encoding the video. And right now the GPU is handling that section, and hence my CPU is free from the load. And now we are done with that. Because of this thing it was even hard to just simply go live and all, but yeah, congratulations, here we are. Why am I not able to click the buttons? And F10 should work here to just simply quit it, but that's not working for some reason. So what can I do? F10, not this. F9 is used for kill, cannot really use this. For some reason this is not working, crazy. When I run a stop command, then at that time if I click F10 it should quit, but it's not quitting, mainly because okay, something else is selected right now. That's the problematic thing. In that case okay, it turns out I'm not even able to select the terminal for some reason, and because of that thing it is just not able to quit it. And if I click Control C, then it is able to quit it. Okay, never mind, we'll see exactly why it's happening or not. And let me check the audio quality, whether everything's alright. And if it is some reason OBS is being disconnected, okay, let's see. Let me just simply turn off the chats and all and save it. Lastly, we'll turn it off as just okay. So without any further delay, let's just simply get going. And I hope everything's clear right now. And talking about the being audible right now. So okay, so without any further, I am audible. Here we are. First of all, good. Kudos to us. We've done that. And as for right now, we have been actually going through many things, and from today onwards we'll just simply be revising this stuff. And let's talk about a few things here, and those few things are going through the basic starting project of just a minute, basic express starter. We are just simply gonna be going through that really quick, and once that is done we have to just rebuild something, so we are gonna be focusing on that. Having said that, these things come falls under revision only, so we'll just simply have a look at all the things really quickly. Yeah, this is the revision starter project. If you want to start any project and all, so you can go with this setup. And especially in this setup there's nothing. Just a minute, if I'm missing something. Express starter, express TypeScript project. Now which one I wrote? There's one that's been written by me, there's one that's been written by the tutor. Now I'm confused which one I wrote. Interesting. Let me have a look at the code. So v1 controllers, v2, I think this is the one written by me. So let me do one thing. ls, do I have node modules here? It turns out I don't. So npm install should install all the node modules. That should be fine. Alrighty, once I have the node module, so what exactly we are doing here? Let's just simply collapse everything. As for this dist, ignore that. This is I'm using TypeScript, so that's just being compiled into JS. That's converted into JS code, and hence we get this dist. As for these logs, I've configured them inside logger, Winston logger. Hence we are getting these logs. I will just show you the configuration. Coming back to this one, everything actually goes here. The first one is the server.ts file. Pretty simple. First of all, we have normal Express app. We have these two middlewares. The first middleware just simply converts the data that we get. That just simply whatever data that we get, it sort of formats the data. It sort of serializes the data into the JSON format. So this is the use of this. And this is a built-in middleware function in Express. It parses incoming request with JSON payloads and is based on body parser. Just a sec. Alrighty, so I hope it's clear. So ultimately, whatever payload we get, so the JSON payload, once we send it from just a sec. So the JSON payload that we send from the, of course, front end side, that just simply gets passed over here using this parser here. So this built and is based on body parsers. Of course, the thing is that though it seems like express.json, but express.json, this particular method does use a body parser behind the scene, and hence it is just simply saying that here. Second one, we have attach correlation middleware. What it does actually, we'll actually have to have a look at that. Correlation middleware, this just simply attaches the ID, if I'm not wrong. We'll have a look at this, and then we have these two routes, version 1 and version 2. We have API handler at the end, and we have this listener, and that's pretty simple. Let's have a look at this. When it comes to this, it just simply creates the ID, like a UUID, and once the UUID is actually created, I'm using async local storage run, and we are passing this next inside that. So what it means that when we pass next, next runs everything else after this particular middleware. So after this middleware we have this, even this what error handler and all. So whatever code we have, that runs after that. That simply means everything goes inside this particular callback that we have over here. So this callback, inside this callback, ultimately everything runs. So what actually happens that we have the ID, we are passing the ID over here. So we generated the ID, we pass the ID over here. Now whatever runs inside this particular callback, that particular ID will be available, and we can use it anytime. Ultimately what I mean over here, if I just search Node.js async storage, I think that's the name of it, storage. So asynchronous context tracking, I hope this is the one. Just a minute, give me a moment. Alright everybody, so let's continue. So I was just simply talking about that async local storage, and this is what that I meant. So what actually happens over here, that from async hooks we get async local storage and async resources. Ignore async resources for now. So ultimately when we say new async local storage, so we get that async local storage. Now we can run this. So whenever we run any HTTP server, this is just a server that runs. The special thing is here that whenever I run async local storage dot run, so we give it the ID, and that ID is available here. So log with the starts, forget about that, and where am I just simply using that imagination of async operations, that's fine. So log with the ID, so I think this log with the ID automatically takes the ID. Okay, yeah, here it is. So this log with the ID is nothing but a function over here. So this gets the ID from the store. Once it gets the ID from the store, that is it. So ultimately what I meant, inside this particular callback, this is the callback that we have here. So inside this particular callback, whatever runs, the ID is present over there, and using this particular method async local storage dot get store, you can just simply get the ID. Okay, as simple as that. And that's what we are doing over here. And why do we need to do it? The simple reason is that whenever a request hits your server, at that time you need to give some kind of ID to that particular request, so that during the processing of that particular request you are able to identify the request. And why do you need to identify the request? So that whenever you log, suppose a request came, I assigned sort of an ID to that particular request, and now what will happen, that whenever I log, suppose I got some errors and all, and whenever I log the values, at that time that particular log or error log or info log will be logged with that particular ID. So in this particular way I will be able to check that these many errors belongs to one particular error or one particular request, because a request has an ID, and using that ID we can identify all the logs that are related to that particular request. As simple as that. This is the main reason behind having this correlation ID over here. Pretty simple, that we will have many logs at the end. We are using logger over here. As we are using logger over here, we are gonna be getting many logs. Those logs are gonna be saved inside logger directory, that is for sure. Now when we have many logs, how are we gonna be identifying those logs? Because one particular log or many logs, when we have many logs, they may belong to one request, as simple as that. So even if we have many logs, those many logs may belong to one request, or those many logs may belong to many requests. Both the possible scenarios are here. So the question comes, how you are gonna recognize? And the answer is that we are gonna be creating an ID, and when the request comes, that particular ID will be logged. So whenever we are logging, saving the logs, this particular ID will be saved as well. So what happens? One request will have unique ID. Hence, using that unique ID, we will be able to identify all the logs that belong to that particular request. As simple as that. Anyway, we are just simply calling next over here. That simply means this next will forward the request here. So this particular middleware will run then this, and this will just simply keep going on, and then whenever we are just simply sending the response will go backwards, right? So we got the request like this. So the request came here, then here, then here, and then here, and if the response is returned, so the response will be returned just the opposite way. And whenever the response is returned, that is it. So ultimately everything comes here inside this next folder. Next means go to the next. I mean, it's just like it is passing the request to the next middleware. So whatever the next middlewares are, they are gonna be sort of inside processed or called inside this callback. It is like everything comes inside this callback, and this next is used to just simply pass it to the next one. I hope it explains it well, but I'm not sure whether this is the right explanation. Ultimately, what am I doing? Calling next. I'm calling the next middleware. When the next middleware is called, that simply means next middleware is called inside this only. Hence, whatever is inside this particular callback, we are gonna be able to access this correlation ID, because of course that's what it actually does. Okay, coming back to this, now let's talk about how this correlation ID is actually being used. So if I go to my logger, because if you actually have a look here, so here logger is used, and what actually happens that this logger comes after this. So this is a middleware, this is a middleware, this is a middleware, and at the end of the day, this is also one of the processes that runs, and all these things, they come after this particular middleware. That simply means whatever we expose in this particular middleware, especially using async local storage, that's gonna be available here. So whenever we are calling logger, that simply means over there, if we want, we can access the value of the ID, the correlation ID that we created. Now if I actually go to the logger here, that's where we are actually trying to get the correlation ID. Again, wherever the logger is going to be called, that will definitely be inside that will definitely be processed after this correlation middleware. So this correlation middleware that we have, that is actually used here at the top, only after this everything is gonna be processed, or the request will be forwarded. That simply means this particular ID will be available. So the correlation ID that we have, this is gonna be available. Hence we are gonna be able to access that correlation ID over here. Now the question comes, how will you access that? And when it comes to getting a correlation ID, so do we have any function? We are getting it from request helper.js. So let's go here, and it's pretty simple. What it does, it is just a function, get correlation ID, that uses async local storage.getStore. As simple as that. Where does it come from? It definitely comes from it is exported. So the last time we got it here. So this is just nothing but an object that we are instantiating it over here. Using that particular object, we can get the store, and the same object was passed in the correlation ID middleware when we actually ran that. So the same middleware, kind of the object, we imported it here from there, and then it was just simply used. As simple as that. So we have a few things over here. We have request. This is sort of a helper that is just simply used for getting the correlation ID, and that's the same function is used inside this logger config. So we got the correlation ID. As simple as that. Why this is available? Because this runs after the middleware, that particular middleware where we actually created the correlation ID. Then we have daily rotate file. What is the use of it? We'll have a look at this. At the end of the day, what it does, that it sort of configures your Winston so that the logs that you get, you are able to save them separately day by day. So it's like day one's logs are gonna be together, day second's logs are gonna be together, so they are gonna be separate. It's not gonna be like you will have one long file having all the logs, rather the logs are gonna be separated and saved day wise. So this is how it's gonna be done, and you must be knowing about this Winston. Talking about this, pretty simple. Here we are just simply creating the Winston logger, and once the logger is actually created, we are telling what is the label of the log. That can be error, that can be warning, that can be info, that can be debug, that can be anything. Okay, info means everything including and above info label will be covered, as simple as that. Then there is this format section. So this just simply decides the format in the sense we are combining a few things, and at the end of the day we are just simply returning it. So when it comes to combining, so we are just simply saying it like this, that first of all timestamp will be added. So whenever we mention timestamp, like we mentioned over here, so the timestamp is gonna be in this particular format, the data is gonna be in the JSON format, and this is where we are actually telling that okay, timestamp should be there, the data should be in the JSON format, but what should be the exact structure. So here we are defining, or which way it should actually be printed. So that's the structure we are defining over here. So pretty simple. The output, so there is a method called printf, so we are just simply calling it over here. Inside that we get the label, message, timestamp, in the data. In case if we pass any data over here, we are just simply saying that first of all label should be there, then message, then timestamp. Correlation ID is the one that is attached to that particular request, so that should also be here, so that using the correlation ID we can identify a particular log. And then the data, if we provide, how we provide the data, I'll show you. So this particular thing is done, then converting everything in this particular string format, because at the end of the day printf accepts the return type as string. So either you do it like this, this is the first way, one of the ways to do it. The another way is that return, and you have to have a string over here, and then you start mentioning everything. So first of all you will have label, so label, then after label you will have let's have colon here, or let's have that directly like this. Then you will have message, then you will have timestamp, then you will have I think you even need to mention this. Yeah, that's right. Correlation ID, can I have it like this? Just a sec. Correlation, I should be able to have it. Okay, that's gonna be actually get correlation ID. Get correlation ID, of course I'll have to call it here, and then I'll have the data. But this is not enough if I'm not wrong. Even before that you need to mention the label here, and the label is gonna be this. So ultimately you have to mention this too, and hence instead of writing the return type like this, you are just simply gonna be creating an object, and that object is converted in stringified. Hence whatever you write manually over there, that gets sort of converted directly. Okay, so this way we just so far we've got the label, we've got the format, exactly what should be the format of the log that we are gonna be logging. Lastly we have transports, and this is one of the good stuff here. First of all, what we want, a file means it's a new Winston transports, and the file, that simply means the log is gonna be saved into a file. Okay, that's great. What is gonna be the file name? That's gonna be logs error.log. So ultimately inside logs there's gonna be a file, it will automatically be created, so you do not need to worry about it. So this particular file will automatically be created. The label is error, that simply means including and above error everything will be added. All the logs that are at error level or above error level, those logs are gonna be saved in this particular file. And if you actually know it, that error is the top level what can I say, top either is at the top. How can I make sure that it makes sense? Just a sec. If I go to Winston npm, error is the top level log. Yeah, I can say it like this. So above error there is nothing, so only error is gonna be saved inside error file. So here we are. So when it comes to labels, so first of all error comes, then warning comes, then info comes, then http, verbose, debug, these are the things here. Now if I say that label is info, that simply means everything including info. and above info will be saved. When I say warning, everything including warning and above warning will be saved. When I say error, so everything including error and above that, but there's nothing above error. So only errors are gonna be saved in that particular file. So this is how it just simply goes. I mentioned error over here. That simply means only errors are gonna be saved in this particular file. Next one, we have Winston transports file and logs combined log. Here we are not mentioning any label. That simply means everything else will be saved inside this particular file. So all the combined logs are gonna be saved. And what kinds of logs are gonna be there, especially when it comes to label? Everything above or including info. So including info label or above that label is gonna be added in this particular combined log. As simple as that. So even if you want, you can mention the label here that okay, when it comes to label, you can mention info over here. Okay, so this will work. If you mention HTTP, that's sort of wrong, because we have given the label type over here, that's gonna be info. So below that, of course, you cannot use. So this way you can have that here, or you may not have that. Completely up to you. Just a minute, this formatting doesn't look good right now. And alrighty, pretty quick, let's go to the next one. This is the important section over here. I'm using a package called daily rotate file. Again, you can install it. This is the Winston daily rotate file. The question is, what is the use of this file? The simple answer is that if you do not use these two, that's completely fine. If you just go with this one, so what will happen? Inside logs, you will have combined log. Oh, there are many actually, excuse me for that, but you will have combined logs, and then you will have error logs. Error logs will have nothing but errors. Combined logs will have everything, okay, including errors. So you have info. After info, you should have an error message. You don't really have an error message, crazy. Not this, just a sec. Label. Yeah, we don't really have error here. So error was saved inside this, and unfortunately it wasn't saved here. That's crazy, but we will see. So ultimately, all the combined logs are gonna be here, and all the error logs are gonna be here. With just these two lines. Okay. Now, if you wanna log it in the console, so you can use this new Winston transport console, and you can just provide the format over here. So this is also one of the ways. And just simply having it separately, you could have kept it here as well. Keeping it here in the sense new Winston, just a sec, dot what do we want to do? Just a minute. Of course, we want to transport that, so transport dot console. So what will it do? That these two are for saving the files in different files, of course. So it is used for saving the logs in different files depending on the configuration. This one is used for logging the logs on the console. So this way you can go ahead to. Lastly, we have these two, but I'm not using it here. Rather, I'm using it here. I'm just simply logger.add, adding the particular transport to the logger separately, because I don't want it during production. So when I'm on production mode, so at that time things should not be logged on the console, and hence I'm having it like this. Coming back to this one, using these two, I'm able to first of all kind of separate combined logs and error logs. This is the first thing. So the first one is for error log or separate log, combined log we'll see. And apart from that thing, we are even able to customize, I mean save the error day wise. So day wise the errors are actually gonna be saved. Similarly, the combined messages are gonna be saved, logs are gonna be saved day wise. So what will happen on a particular day? What are the logs that we got? So we will be able to check it. Second, it will not be heavy, like it will not be a big file, so that it's hard to just simply go through. So it's gonna be like logs. It's gonna contain logs only that got logged on that particular day. Hence, the size is gonna be smaller, and it's gonna be easier to look at. Let's talk about the first one. Pretty simple. The label is gonna be info. The file name is gonna be this logs folder. Combined is the folder that's gonna be created. And again, if you want, you can just remove this particular file. So what will happen? Logs is the folder, then this is the file name. So like they are gonna be inside logs folder itself. What I want, that okay, the logs folder is there. Inside logs folder, there should be combined folder for the combined logs. There should be error folder for the error logs, and hence we have the things like this. And then this is the name of the file. What is the name? combined, again completely you can name it log, you can name it application, you can name it anything. I'm just naming it combined so that it reflects that this is the combined, this contains combined logs. Percentage date by percentage, this date will automatically be replaced with the current date. It's not your problem, it's the problem, it will be done by the Winston daily rotate logger. So you better not worry about this. Okay, and then date pattern, what should be the pattern of the date? So like you want the date to be there, but okay, first of all year should come, then month, then date, then hour. So you can, if you actually have a look over here, we have 2026, 06, 25 and 15, as simple as that. Zip the archive true, well, not really aware of this particular stuff here. What is the use of it? You'd better just simply search. Again, where did I get this configuration from? Got it from Winston daily rotate. So if you actually go to npm, so from here I just got the configuration, copied, pasted and got the work done. But yeah, everything's available ultimately. Coming back to this Winston daily rotate, turns out no, not this. Is this not the one I'm looking for? Just a minute. Verification successful code. Let's go to the repository. Nothing's mentioned over here, so I better go to this one. Interesting. Let's go to this one. Seriously, simple daily rotation file with this. I'm missing something obvious where that's mentioned. Winston daily rotate npm. Forget about npm. Let's go to this. Okay, that's file actually. Yeah, so the right name is not this. Let me close this. This is the right directory anyway, GitHub repository. Winston rotate or daily rotate file, that's the name of the package. So this is the GitHub repo for that, and npm is not really available, or is this? Yeah, not able to see the npm format. Interesting. Okay, well, that's insane. That's not available on npm, though you can install it using npm. Coming back to this, let's go to this repo over here. That will just get everything clear. So ultimately they are saying that npm install this, you can install it using Winston. You can even get, that's not searchable, but that is available. Wow. Node ICO, beautiful badges. What's this? Probably it's not available on npm. Yeah, but you can install it. It is installable. You can install it. Why that's not available? Winston, a transport for Winston which logs this compatibility. Okay, compatibility. Never mind. You can install it using this particular command. Once installed, this is the configuration. This is what I was talking about. That Winston transport daily rotate label. This all these things I got from here, and you can just simply have it inside transports section. This is the transport, and at the end this transport is used inside this particular transports. As simple as that. This transports is an array that contains all the transports, and this particular transport you can just simply have it over here, and this is nothing but Winston logger. Hence what I did, I just simply came back here. Okay, this is the Winston transports. I just simply pasted the whole configuration here, just configured a few things as per my need, and the job got done. So this is for the combined messages. Similarly for the error messages, I'm just simply saying that label is gonna be error. That simply means including error label and everything above that. Again, there's nothing above error, so forget about that. So we have logs. Inside logs folder there should be error folder. Inside error folder there should be error logs with the configured date, and this is the date pattern. Okay, so this is how it's gonna be saved. And if you run, you just use logger and everything else will be done. Add the logic to integrate and save logs in the MongoDB. This is something that I had to know more about. at the end we are gonna be going through this particular section. This is a to do that we are gonna be focusing on very soon. Pretty simple, the job got done. I mean, it should make sense anyway. So we have this we have this logger here. Whenever we are just logging, so we have this server is running at this. Even if we want, we can provide some data over here. So it is saying that provide some metadata. So in the metadata we can provide this is the data and hi there, or this is the message hi there. What will happen? What is this message? This message is the data. So if we actually have a look over here, we have label, we have message, we have timestamp, we have the remaining data. Call it metadata, call it meta, that doesn't really matter. You can even call it meta here, and this meta is actually gonna be passed here, so that it will be saved with that metadata. Let me just simply run this and show you in action. So I'm gonna just simply delete all the logs. Hopefully everything's up and running well. Just a sec. Okay, good to see some guys here coming and going. Coming back to this one, if I just simply run npm run there. Okay, so few things got logged and these logs got created. I have combined log. This consists of these two things, but if you actually have a look here, it has the meta data. Something is missing. What is missing? What is missing? Okay, the property that we have, that cannot have message directly, because this message already exists. So in that case I can say msg, that would be better, because we have message in logger, right? If you actually have a look, we have message here. That's gonna be sort of what what is that called? Concatenation will happen here. Ultimately they are gonna be merged. Okay, npm run. If I just simply run this, if you actually have a look at the logs over here, so we have error log, there's no error log, good stuff. Then combined message. If you actually have a look at the combined message, so at the end we have meta has message, and that message is hi there. So you can just simply have metadata here as well. Call it meta, call it metadata, completely up to you. Okay, similarly we have error. So this is there's no error log on this particular day. When it comes to combined, so this is the combined message that we got for this particular day. The day is 17 today. As simple as that. Is it 17? Yeah, it is 17. So this is how it goes. So we have configured this as well. Everything's gonna be up and running. Just a sec. This particular thing we have gone through, and now this is done, including this. Now these three things are remaining. Let's talk about this v1 router. The router is pretty simple. You can have many versions, of course, and we have index.ts. That just simply forwards the request to the health router and the ping router, depending on the route. If that is a health router, the request goes here, and if that is a get request, we get the health result over here, and from the controller it is just simply returned. As simple as that. And apart from this particular thing, we have ping controller. These things should definitely make sense. So what do we actually do? We have this normal version 1 router. Inside this version 1, we again have two middlewares, router middlewares. They just simply forward the request using the route name, and if that is health, then the health router, ping router. Inside ping you have another router, it forwards depending on the post, and this is just the way we just define the schema and all. Hopefully this is pretty easy to just simply understand. We even have validate request body. Again, when it comes to validation, so there are many ways, and this is one of the good ones. Why? When it comes to validating, so either you create a validation for all and validate inside a controller over here, or you validate before anything else runs. So just in here we are gonna be validating, and the good stuff is that just pass the schema over here, and this particular function is just simply gonna validate that. That's such a good thing. We will rewrite it. So whatever we are discussing over here, we are gonna be rewriting everything, so that will make even more sense at that time. Okay, so this particular thing is done. So when it comes to validate request body, and this is the validation. So we have query validate, we have request validate, and this is how it just simply goes on. How it validates, that's pretty simple. Ultimately, once it gets the request, so ultimately this is nothing but a function. You pass your schema over here. Once it gets the schema, it's just simply gonna validate that and then forward that as per the need. So validation starts over here, we are just simply validating it over here. If everything goes right, we are passing it to the next. That simply means it will be passed to the next middleware, otherwise we are just simply returning the response from here. The same thing is actually done for this one as well. Pretty simple, makes sense. Okay, and the only thing that you need to worry about is creating the schema, this validation, whether you are validating the body or you are validating the query params and all. That particular section is gonna be done here, as simple as that. Coming back to this server.ts, we've gone through this, we've gone through validation. Lastly, we have this app error handler. This does nothing but just simply handles the error. At the end, we can have actually many types of errors. As for right now, this is normal handler we have. We are gonna be getting the error. That's gonna be the app error. That is something interesting over here. It can actually have many errors, and those errors implement app error. What app errors is? It's nothing but an interface. It says that anyhow I will have the status code. Anybody, any class can implement me. So we are just implementing the app error. That's nothing but interface, and we'll have to have a status code. Apart from the status code, we have the message and the name. That's up to us whether we wanna have that or not. But the status code should be definitely there, and hence app error means the status code is gonna be there. Apart from this particular thing, this is just a type that we have over here, and more than that, of course, we can get many things. So we got the status code. As for the message, error.message, if we have that, that's gonna be saved here. Pretty simple. It can be even better, and that is it. This is how we just simply go ahead. There can be many errors in the sense we have internal server error. So the message is gonna be internal server error. Again, if we are just simply throwing the errors, these errors are gonna be thrown, and message is gonna be defined there automatically. So the message we will pass, of course. The name is gonna be internal server error. Similarly, we have bad request, not found, unauthorized, forbidden, conflict. You can create many of them, and this is how they are gonna be resolved. So that is it. This was it that I wanted to talk about. Now it's all about configuring them on our own, because of course we've gone through the written code right now, but going through them on our own is not really gonna be a big deal, so we will get it done. So this particular stuff is done. Now I had another code that I mainly wanted to discuss, and then this here the new one, and then wanted to just simply rewrite everything from scratch. So it has the started project, started code. That simply means you have config controllers db, but it has some more things here, and the most important thing is this db models. Yeah, so inside db you have models, you have migrations, and you have seeders. So we are gonna be just simply going through these things. What are models? Models are mainly used for creating a model, so that using that you can access your database, as simple as that. We have migrations over here. Migrations are mainly used for pushing your structure, kind of creating the database as per the migration. So we have these both things, and the important thing is that we are using SQLize over here. Okay, so using Prisma is pretty easy peasy, and I'm quite in the habit of using Prisma, but SQLize CLI. There's another, what is this called? Forgot the name of it. There's another ODM, not ODM, ORM. That's gonna be object relational mapping. So this is another ORM, just like Prisma, that just simply helps us write the code in the form of in JavaScript type style. Okay, coming back to this one, we are gonna be looking for SQLize here. So this is the ORM for us, and it has given all the ways to just simply use it. First of all, what we'll do, we are just simply gonna be going through the whole code that we have here really quickly. After that, we will recreate it. Ultimately, we are gonna be creating a an express server that just simply implements everything, and this is how we are gonna be going through the stuff. But before that, just a sec, I'm gonna be just simply taking a quick break. How long has it been? I have no idea. Just 39 minutes. That doesn't really matter. Hello, am I audible? 39 minutes. That's not much anyway. What should I do? We can go through it. Even I have hi there. Here, never mind. Validators. That's gonna be quite big. Let me take a break for some time. It's just like I have a sore throat, so it's hard to speak. So I'll be back after some time, and we'll continue with this particular section. It's 10:41. That simply means I still have more than 1 hour or something. Till 12 I'm gonna be going through this particular thing, and after that we will start working on xClide Draw project. So if you are actually wondering what is that and how much I've done, because I started working on that and then I never went live working on that. So of course that's many things have been written over here. So we are gonna be talking about that, the xClide Draw project that I just started. So if I actually show you the project right now, let's do it one day. So let's have a look at the code that we've written and what's the status of that, and then I'll call it. I'm just simply gonna take a break for a while and then I'll come back. Turns out that we are facing an issue. Why is that so? Address is already used. That's right. I'm running something else. What am I running? What is being run? This, yeah, this was running. Let's run that again. Today the main focus gonna be that we will format it, we'll organize the code, because if the code is not organized, you yourself will not be able to understand. And that's what happened the last time I built it and then the code was not organized, so it took me a lot of time to understand my own code. So by the way, this time we will not make that mistake. If I go to localhost 3000/canvas, if I actually go here, it's just simply gonna compile it for a while, and then we can just simply go ahead. One more thing is here, like I do not have energy to speak, so I can start working on this project. That's gonna be a better idea. I wanted to take break because of course I have a sore throat, so I thought of kind of taking a break. But coming back to this, we can work on this project. We will be going through this particular hotel service code that we will written, and we have to just rewrite it again. That's rewriting is not a big deal. Sort of implementing the sequelize, how sequelize ORM is used. That's what our main focus is gonna be. So we are gonna be doing that. And let's just simply pick a color. It has a nice one. Never mind. Let's continue. So hasn't it been compiled? It's taking a lot of time to compile it. Why is that so? Just a sec. So show files detected. The benchmark tool this if media is the network drive this should be fine. For some reason it is just unable to compile it. So in that case, let me open again /canvas. Should it compile it now? I think it will start compiling. Yeah, right now it's compiling. Coming back to this, let me go to this URL. Yesterday I gave this, whatever code I wrote, I gave the code to ChatGPT, and then ChatGPT suggested me the ways to just simply format the code better, and that's what we are gonna be doing right now. This is the board anyway. You would be really happy to see that. I'm gonna be showing you all the options. It is the clone of xClide Draw. I've added a lot of features, yet a lot of them are yet to be added. Coming back to this, paste it here. So this is where I got the suggestions. So we are gonna be going through all those suggestions. As for the sequelize, let's get rid of this. Missed something. By mistake I closed this. Yeah. So let's close this. OBS, this. Yeah, that is it. Everything's fine. Coming back to this draw app, it actually looks like this. Hopefully it's. What does it look like this? It should be black. Yeah, it is black like now. So we can draw a rectangle as per the things that I've done here so far. So I'm able to draw the rectangle. Even I'm not able to select. That functionality hasn't been implemented yet. We can draw, of course, a diamond. We can draw a circle, a pure circle. We can draw an ellipse. So this is also done. We can draw an arrow. So this particular thing is done as well. There were some formulas like drawing how to create the arrow at the end of the arrow line. So of course I took the help of AI. I don't know everything, so of course I take the help of AI, but at the end of the day I know how this stuff works. Then we have a proper line, so we have this line as well. Then we have this I mean pencil and then we have this text over here, so we can write here, hello there, hope you are doing great. Again, you cannot select them and move them here and there, but at the end we have this particular feature as well. Lastly, we have this insert image options. If I click on this, I can select a few images from here. I can just simply open, and those images are gonna be here at the top. Now the only problem is that you cannot resize them, you cannot move the things here and there. That's what we are gonna be focusing on. But before even focusing on those features, I'm gonna be working on zoom in and zoom out feature. Once zoom in zoom out is done, then we are gonna be working on other things. Hopefully it makes sense. Okay, so this is how we are gonna, even I should change the title in that case. Never mind, title doesn't really matter. Coming back to this one, AI gave us some suggestions over here, so we are gonna be just simply working on those suggestions, because the number of lines we have, that's gonna be increasing over and over. So let's see what were the suggestions here. Yeah, I think this is the one. Yeah, so your canvas is doing too many jobs in the one file. It was working, but everything was in the same file. That's around 400 lines and all. So it just simply gave me some structure. So it is just simply saying that there should be at least 100 to 150 lines in the main canvas file. That simply means remaining code we have to separate, we have to keep it somewhere else. Then we can create hooks, use canvas size. This will mainly be used for resizing the canvas. Use canvas drawing for drawing, use text editing for editing, use image upload. So we can create these hooks. The good question is gonna be, good stuff is gonna be how AI suggests us to implement that. I just simply gave it my all code. So this particular file contains the whole code that I copied and pasted from my of course VS Code. Pointer handlers, image handlers, and text editor. This is asking me to create the component. It's not good to create a component inside a component, so excuse this particular section. And yeah, this is how we are gonna be going ahead. So first of all, move text area into its own component. We have done that. Actually I did it yesterday. So if you actually have a look over here, we have text area, and this text area is another component that text editor is another component that we created over here. So this first section is done. Even the second section is done. That let's go to the next one. It is just simply telling me that extract the image logic, load image and handle, and then put it inside use image upload.ts. We have done that. Even it is giving us the code, if I'm not wrong. Well, it is not giving us the code. Yeah, it is not giving us the code. It is just simply telling us what to do. Great. Next, canvas resize logic. So right now I have canvas resize like this. That's right. Use both resize effects, canvas size, and then it is giving me the code this time. That's great. Just a minute. So what it is actually telling me, so far what I've been doing, I had the canvas resize over here. So that's been nothing but I state. Let me close everything. There are many things right now. So canvas and here we are, canvas.tsx. So if I go at the top here right now, so I have this particular stuff here, canvas size. What actually it does, this is nothing but I state, and whenever the page reloads, at that time I just simply run a use effect to set the value in there. So sets canvas size at starting. Yeah, this is the one. So this particular use spec just simply sets the canvas size, and once the canvas size is actually set, then that's just simply used inside this particular canvas. So width is gonna be canvas size dot width, height is gonna be canvas size dot height, and that's what we have to improve. So what is the suggestion? The suggestion is that both resize effects should be inside this. So the size, it is asking me to keep it inside a hook, that is okay, and this as well, and it is asking me to return the size. So instead of keeping it here, that makes sense. What it is saying that instead of keeping it here and keeping that handle canvas size while rendering the size page, so we have two effects here. Set canvas size, so I don't think I need to have it anymore. Handle this window resize, I think it will be logged clg window resize. Just a minute, let me just, I think I don't need this particular log here, but don't know. Just a sec, coming back to this, let me just simply refresh it. Of course I'm not storing anything more, so that is something will be done later. As for right now, if I just simply reload the page, yeah, this window resized, it does run. And even if I use alert here, and just a minute, let me just do one thing, just reload the page. Yeah, window resized, it is just simply telling me that simply means it is running, hence I do not need to run this particular effect. Okay, apart from this particular thing, let's close this. So handles canvas resize while resizing the page, handles canvas size at when the page loads and while resizing the page size. So this is how it's gonna be done. So I'm asked to keep this inside the particular hook that it is suggesting me to create. So what is gonna be the name? Use canvas size. So let's do it anyway. So this is the hook. Use canvas size .ts, as simple as that. Export default function use canvas size, and at the end it's gonna be returning the size. So this is how it's gonna be done. Now what I have to do here, I made it 0 0. It's no use making it 0 0 anyway, we can just simply continue going on like this. So width is gonna be window dot what, inner width, and height is gonna be what, window dot inner height. So we have the size over here, we can name it canvas size, but okay, size is enough for now. We can have use effect inside this, and that use effect will be running only not once, yeah, once, it will be running once. And then in here we can have a function called handle resize. We'll see whether this is a better name or not. And this particular function will be running, this is nothing but a normal function. Whenever we resize the page, this particular function is gonna run, and at that time it's gonna set size, and that set size is gonna be the same. So let me copy it, let me paste it. This is how it's gonna be done. And now window dot add event listener. Whenever I resize the page, at that time I'm gonna be handle resize, I'm gonna be running it. And similarly we can have a cleanup function here. So window dot remove event listener, we are gonna be removing resize event listener, so that whenever everything stops, it just gets cleaned up. Handle resize. Okay, seems to be done hopefully. And at the end I'm just simply gonna be returning size from here. So this makes sense. Let me see if that's exactly the same or not. This much I've done. Use canvas size is here, use effect const size. Well, it named it differently, but okay, never mind. The size is gonna be set size and all. That makes sense. Window add event listener, remove that, return the size. Pretty simple, pretty good one. Anyway, we have named it handle resize. Let's handle resize is good one, right? As for this thing, I can remove this extra stuff here. So this is how it's gonna be. So yeah, handle size is great. We are just simply returning it from here. Let's get rid of this. So this is the hook that we have created, that is used for what? That is mainly used for giving us the window size. And once we have it, so I'm gonna remove it from here, and I'm gonna remove this hook as well from here. So this is how it's gonna be going on. Sorry, use effect, and I'm gonna import that to here. So probably it should be at the top. Const, I'm gonna be getting the size from there. Use canvas size from here. I'm gonna be getting it. I'm not really passing anything here. The size I got. The size is declared, but the value is never read. Okay, great. So the size will have. Should I name it canvas size? What it's been named here? It should be canvas size anyway. Canvas size. Why? Because this user, it just simply returns only one thing, use size. So I got the canvas size. Once I got the canvas size, that canvas size is actually being used here, and the job is done. Great, we've done it. So right now we should not be having any issues. We should be able to draw everything. Yeah, we are able to. Okay, so this particular thing is done. What is the next thing? Let's have a look at the next suggestions. Let's think ahead. What else can we move? Save text, handle key down, handle parent pointer down. We have input related stuff. Let's see, have a look at the. I'm not good at structuring the stuff. Like, I can write the code that is gonna work, but this structuring is really a good one. Use canvas size, this is done. Move pointer logic into a hook. Literally. Handle pointer down, move down. These are the biggest reason the component is used. That is right. So use canvas drawing.ts. Now stop having a look at that. If I actually want to move these, how will I be moving? And when I move, what do they actually do? They have the context canvas. So somehow I need to pass everything here so that they are able to do what they are supposed to do. That is right. Interesting. Let's see. So we have to create a use canvas drawing. Let's try doing that. Use canvas drawing.ts. Export default function. Use canvas drawing. We will definitely need a lot of props here, but before that I have to keep them inside this, and then there are the errors. And at the end I'm gonna be returning handle pointer up, down, handle pointer move, handle pointer up. Great. What next? There are many errors, that's fine as well. We'll fix them one by one. But at the end, we should be able to import them here. So now let's go to the hook. We have canvas size, image upload, we have const, and we are gonna be use canvas drawing. Actually this is the no size, use canvas drawing, just like this. Again it will take a lot of parameters here, but at the end I am gonna be getting pointer down, handle pointer move, and handle pointer up. As simple as that. Once I got them, the error is gonna be gone. Now the question is, let's fix this. Pointer event gonna be coming from React. First thing is resolved. Second is the pointer ref. Is pointer down ref. dot current. So I need to pass the is pointer down ref here. Is this gonna be a good option? Passing the ref. Any better way? I think I need to pass the ref anyway, or we can have this in here only, because I don't know whether this, let's see if it is fine. Is pointer down ref. How about having this ref here itself? Use ref just like this. It can have null value. The type is gonna be ref object, or it can be null, but that ref object is not fine. Then in that case they should actually ref object that's fine. Let's have this is gonna actually have boolean value, so that's fine. What is the problem? What was the type of this here? Refs. Use ref false directly. I have. What is the type of this? Just a sec. Yeah, by default we can keep it false. The pointer will not be down, so I can just simply remove this from here, and I think it should be just boolean by default. Yeah, this is how it's gonna be going on. And can get rid of this. Once we have this over here, we are just simply setting it. We can get the coordinates. We can return this ref from here as well. Why can't we? Pan, offset, all these things, they need to be passed anyway here. Let's see how ChatGPT has done it. So ultimately what it is saying is that existing shapes, select this. These are the things that I actually need to pass. Existing shapes, why do we need to pass it? Selected tool, pan offset, and the scale, all these things. Okay, this much suggestion has been given from the AI. Just a sec. We have to pass the values over here. We are not passing this, because this can be returned from here whenever we click right. And yeah, it can be returned from here. How about other things? Can we store existing shapes here? Storing existing shapes inside, use the canvas drawing. We can, but after that we will have to pass this set existing shapes outside as well. So if we are keeping it here, we'll have to, that's the things related to that only. So okay, that's fine. So what I'm gonna do here, that is existing shapes, set existing shapes. What else do we have? Selected tool. We'll have pan offset, scale offset, scale. Oh, we have it here. Now what is the type? Interface, use canvas drawing props, existing shapes, existing, that's actually gonna be equals to shape type, and set existing shapes, dispatch, that's gonna be from React, set state action, and shape, fine, and selected tool type, that's gonna be full height. That should be it. And pen offset, that's gonna be point. And we have scale, that's gonna be nothing but a number. We have scale offset, that's gonna be a point again. Alrighty, now it needs to be use canvas drawing props. Pretty simple. What are the errors? We have start point ref. We are not passing it here. Can we have a start point ref inside this? Why to have it inside? Is pointer down? That's fine. I'm gonna pass one more thing in that case. Probably somewhere here. Start pointer ref, right? Start point ref. Don't know whether this is a good thing or bad thing, but AI is gonna tell us. Point. So start point ref. Start point ref, just like this. Is this fine? Oh come on, drawing points ref we have to. I think we can have everything here only. We just have to have existing shapes outside, nothing else. So cut and cut it from here. We are gonna have the required refs here. So first one was start. What was the name? Start point ref. Use ref. The type is actually gonna be point here. I'm not sure this is even. It can even be null, and it can be like this. Any problem? Doesn't seem to be problematic, but who knows? Anything? Okay, fine. Apart from this particular thing, we can have drawing points ref. Drawing points ref. Use yeah, that's right. Use ref. Now drawing points ref. It's gonna be point tuple type that I have. What is the type of point tuple? That's number. Yeah, we'll have it like this. Number inside an array, and we will have all the drawing points ref. So yeah, that's fine, makes sense. Or it can be null, or not null actually, it can be just empty array. That's fine as well. Let me see if I've done it right. So first of all, we have drawing points ref, that is number, that is point tuple, and this makes sense. Then we have this pointer down, makes sense. We have start point ref, point, and this, that makes sense as well. Let's get rid of all these things from here. And coming back to this one, we have done this much. Now context ref. What the hell? I don't have context ref. Context of the canvas. We cannot really have the context ref here. So we'll have to pass it here. We'll have to pass the context ref. Can we have context ref directly in here? Yeah, we can actually, because everything related to the context, handle point down, and everything is actually handled here, so we can have it. The question is, in that case, context ref, we need to have canvas to get the context ref. I had the context ref here, ref, canvas ref, and then we have the context ref, right? How we got the context ref? Well, it loaded, so canvas context. So at the end of the day, I got my context ref here. Now the question is, can I keep it in there? And if I keep it, what do I not need to pass there? Canvas. Context. Yeah, let's try doing that. So I'm actually gonna cut from here and paste it in here. I'll actually have a use effect. Then we need to have context ref. If I want to have context ref, it needs to be passed the canvas, HTML canvas element. So we need to pass the canvas here as well, just like this. Once we have the canvas, const and context ref, use ref, and that's gonna be null initially. And what is gonna be the type of this? The type of this is gonna be canvas rendering context 2D, or it can be null. Okay, this thing is done. Then we need to have canvas ref. We passed this. Why do we need to have canvas ref? Dot current. We already have the canvas, or we can pass the canvas ref. What should I pass here? It should just have the canvas element, that's fine. So ultimately I can get rid of this, and this is how it can actually be created. And 2D canvas context, this seems to be fine. Where are the errors right now? This needs to be imported. This needs to be imported. Set text editing state. Now we need to have this set text editing state. This is the state. Let's have this here only. Whatever is required, I'm gonna get in here. In that case, states, and this is the one that I made. So let's cut it from here, paste inside this only, just like this. Use state is gonna be here, and this is it's gonna be done. Now at least I have that here. Apart from this particular thing, update drawing points, get it here. Shapes, some problem here. And set existing shapes, all the previous values in the shape. Dispatch, I'm gonna set tool, at least I can get. I need to have this dispatch, so probably somewhere here. Const dispatch, that's gonna be use app dispatch. Hopefully it is imported. Is that so? Yeah. So what's the issue now? The issue is this. Shape is not assignable to shape array. Right? Shapes. There should be shape array. Got it. So the shapes that I am getting, these shapes, they should actually be an array. And when it comes to dispatch set existing shape, that makes sense. That can have that much. What's the next issue? Set existing shapes. That's again gonna be an array. This is all about the type. Okay, this seems to be done. What we are doing, we have a use effect. Now of course we'll give it to ChatGPT and all, and we'll ask it to make it better. But before that, it takes time to organize the code. What else do we need to pass from here? We have text editing state that needs to be passed. Probably I don't need to have it here. Text editing state. Okay, we'll see where we actually need it. Text editing state, and let's see what else need to be passed back there. So coming back to this, we have used canvas drawing. Now it needs some, first of all it needs canvas. Oh, what's the canvas here? Canvas is gonna be canvas ref.current, then existing shapes, set existing shapes, then pan offset, then scale offset. Is this done? Well, that can actually be null as well. So the canvas that I'm actually getting here, that can be null too. Let's not make it null. What's the issue? HTML canvas on null is not assignable to this. Null is not assignable to type HTML canvas element. What if I say that I actually accept both? What's the issue? Selected tool is missing the type canvas HTML. This, what is the selected tool is declared here? Okay, just a sec. Property selected tool is missing in type this. Does it require selected tool as well? Turns out yes. Let's pass this as well. So selected tool. Now it's fine. Block scope variable before declaration. Selected tool is not declared here yet. So where has that been declared? This is here. So let's cut them from here and keep them in above hooks. Now this is fine. Anything else? We need text editing state. We need text editing state. We need set. Well, that's not really passed, but okay. What's the next one? We need set text. So from here we can pass set text editing state. We can get it. Come on, can I get it? No suggestions. Set text editing state. Now everything's fine. I don't know whether this is gonna work or not. Hopefully it will. Here we go. Well, congratulations, we are not able to draw anything. window is not defined inside use canvas. That needs to be client component. Use canvas size. Do I have to make it client? Probably. As that is okay, let's see. Still that's not defined. Okay, turns out things are really bad. Okay, let's fix them. So what is the next thing? It is first of all telling me that this window is not defined inside use canvas. That is fine, completely okay. Instead of that, I'm gonna make it 0 and 0, just like this. Now the problem should not be there. Refresh the page. La. What's the next issue? What is missing right now? All the errors are gone. Even no errors are here, but it's just that I'm unable to do anything. Great, let's figure them out. So, handle pointer down. Pan offset scale existing shapes are here. That's fine. Font size, this image URLs, canvas ref, context ref. Do we need to have it here? We are creating context here, right? Use canvas. Let's pass everything whatever we are creating. That would be better. So use canvas drawing, use canvas size. Let's go to this one, and use canvas drawing creates the context as well. Drawing points ref, all these things need to be passed. So first of all, we have created this, then we have created is pointer down ref. So this needs to be passed as well. Then start point ref, turns out we need to pass everything. Okay, never mind, let's do that. And that is why it wasn't working earlier. Then context ref, I think this is the last one. So these are the things I am passing. I will make it work, one thing is clear, but I do not know that this is the best way to do the things or not. In that best way I will ask AI to tell me. But coming back to this, what else we can get? We can get sorry, not this particular section, actually this one. Pointer. Why am I not getting suggestions here? These are the things that I'm actually passing from here. Okay, pointer ref, it must be at the top. Start pointer ref. Okay, what can I do? Not getting any way around this. Okay. So context ref is fine, we have it. Even I've removed the, I haven't removed. So let's get rid of this. Now these values are not there. Is pointer down? It turns out it's not being even exported. I'm returning is pointer down if they did this. What am I missing? Okay, is pointer down ref. Is pointer down is not defined. For some reason it is not defined. Okay, in that case if I don't have any one of these, I'm gonna be just simply returning, but that's gonna be crazy. Can I make sure that it does exist? Then it's gonna be crazy. Ah, come on. Cut. Not over here. Rather, in here. Is pointed down is not quite being used. Let me see. Okay, more issues. One thing is done, and is pointer down ref and start point, they're not really used here, so let me simply get rid of them. And apart from this particular thing, we do not have any error as such. Scale existing shapes. Things seems to be okay. We got the right context here, we got the right canvas here. Once we got the canvas means what? Canvas means the element that we had. Canvas ref dot current. And this canvas ref is attached to this. This should be all right. Okay, so first of all, canvas is not being even rendered. Let's do one thing, CLG, and this whole thing. Line number which one? Yeah, we are. Let's simply have a look at this. So we are getting context ref, that is null. Context ref. Remaining things are sort of right, but why is the context ref that we are actually getting here? This one, that is null. Okay, before use effect I cannot even use this, so let's get rid of this. It is just simply telling me that how are we getting the context ref? We are getting the context ref like this. Canvas, what if the canvas actually changes? Crazy, it's too much now. Time to take the help of AI. Exactly, what else can I keep here? But Why is that so? Let me give it one more try. Main problem is with the canvas. So canvas and canvas. Let's see. So we do get the canvas here. Once we get the height is 0, width is 0. That's problematic thing. In that case, do we have size? The canvas that we get here that has height is 0 and width is 0. Okay, so what's the problem now? The problem is this canvas size. When I resize the window, does it work? Yeah, it does. But without resizing the window, it doesn't. So this use effect runs window dot inner width and inner height. Then it starts telling me that nothing, it doesn't tell me anything. That makes sense. Reload the page. Canvas is null, but we got this. We are able, wow, we are able to draw it. It's working now. Yeah. Now the question is, if I reload the page, the canvas is null. That is fine. That simply means this canvas is null. It ran once, but it's not running again. Probably this is the place I need to keep it. Now then I'm getting that. Initially the value of the canvas is null. Already, even if initially the value of the canvas is null, whenever I click on the canvas, handle pointer down is clicked and I'm getting the canvas here, event.target.canvas. So the question is, if I'm actually getting the canvas just like this, did we really need to have it? Passing the canvas. Once the canvas is actually passed, what's the use of the canvas here? Canvas is just used for creating the context ref, right? And initially there's no canvas, and that is okay. And whenever the canvas changes, let me see, context ref gets created. Reload the page once, and it turns out that canvas hasn't changed yet. Now if I click, even then nothing happens. And if I click, only when we select a tool is the time the canvas comes back. What happens when we select a tool? If I actually come back here, we have selected a tool. We actually pass the selected tool here. So initially canvas wasn't there, and it does quite well job. Canvas is present there, but I'm not able to log the canvas. Simply because initially canvas wasn't there, and when I click, I state changes and the canvas comes there. How about if I have the canvas by default? So I'm passing the canvas like this. The thing is that when I'm actually running this particular use canvas drawing, at that time canvas hasn't even been created yet, because this is the use effect. Just a sec. existing shapes, this selected tool. Whenever the selected tool is selected, not even this, yeah. So what am I missing? Even if things are working, one thing is strange here. This is the canvas ref that we have. This runs first, then this runs. At that time there's no value of the canvas ref. That makes sense. That can be what? The canvas ref can be null. So the canvas ref that we actually have, that can be null or HTML, as simple as that. That makes sense. And hence initially the value is null. Later the reference gets assigned. That simply means even in here clg canvas ref dot current, if I try to log and anything here, I mean just have few lines here, that would be enough. Just like this, enters out, I have them. Reload the page. Actually initially I do not have the value of the canvas even on the main page. The simple reason is that when the page renders for the first time, at that time there's no, when this renders the next time, it has the value. Makes sense. Alrighty, apart from this particular thing, if I actually keep it here and if I reload the page, there is no canvas, but if I change the state, it will re-render again, and hence canvas is gonna be there. So let's collapse this, get rid of this. Makes sense. And overall things are working, so we don't really need to worry about it. The only thing is that we have to get it checked by the AI. Alright, let's try to draw a few things. We are able to draw it. We are able to draw this, and text as well. Lastly, we are able to get the image. Great. Okay, let's continue. What's the next thing? We've done this much. Let me do one thing. Let me actually give it to the AI, whatever we've written, and get it checked and see if it is what it expected it to be or not. Alrighty, let's just simply give it. Have a look at the suggestions. This hook is much cleaner than the original canvas.txt, but I'd still make few improvements. Use boolean, not a boolean. The first mistake. What is that? That is the boolean. Yeah, this one. The type is not right here. That boolean was the class, if I'm not wrong. So not boolean. Boolean is the object wrapper type. So this is sort of object wrapper type. This boolean is small letters, is the primitive type. Okay, that's fine. Pass canvas ref instead of canvas. Well, I thought of passing the canvas here directly, but it's actually asking me to pass the canvas ref. Use canvas. Currently I prefer this ref object. Alright, I'd like to do that too, not a problem. So canvas ref, and what is the type of this canvas ref in that case? So I am actually gonna send the canvas ref. The type is gonna be ref object, and it's gonna be on HTML canvas element. The value can actually be null as well, and the job is done. As I have this canvas ref over here, we will have to do what? Once we have that, const canvas ref we already have here actually. So canvas ref dot current, or even better, const canvas is gonna be canvas ref dot current. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, pretty much fine. Okay, what are the other suggestions here? Okay, inside this it is actually asking me to do that. Fine. Extract preview rendering. You repeat. What do I repeat? You preview, create a repeat twice. create a render preview. It creates that, it gets that, it renders that.